Hello everyone, my name is Jessica Dawson. I am a board certified music therapist here at ableartswork, and today I'm going to be sharing 3 music therapy based activities that you can do at home to help decrease anxiety and stress. Sometimes life can hit us with some unexpected situations and we have to navigate through them, figure them out, and a lot of that can cause anxiety and stress to our mind, to our body, and to our everyday life. So my hope with this video is that I can bring some help and some tips that you can do at home with music to help decrease that anxiety and stress. All the activities I'm going to be showing you are clinically based in the Journal of Music Therapy. So if you're ever curious to know the research behind it or the procedures that got to those results, you can go ahead and just go to the video description. I'm going to attach some articles and links down below, and you can do the research yourself. So without further ado, here are 3 music therapy based tips that you can do at home to help decrease your anxiety. The first activity I'm going to show you is called breathing to the tempo. When we're experiencing anxiety or stress, there's a lot of different physiological aspects going on into our body. Typically, our heart rate rises, our breath may be short, we might feel jittery or shaky. All of that is completely normal with anxiety. But when we match our breath to a slow, designated tempo, it can decrease those physiological aspects that are caused by anxiety. And in return, if we slow those things down, then the anxiety can also slow down as well. So, with that, there are 2 ways that you can breathe to the tempo. So the first way you can breathe to the tempo is just using a metronome. If you don't know what a metronome is, it's a device that musicians use to help keep in time when they're playing in music. So it makes sure that they're not playing too fast or too slow, that they're playing right where they're supposed to be. So with that in mind, we're going to be doing the same exact thing, but with our breathing. We're going to make sure our breathing's in time. So if you have a metronome at home, that's great. You can use it. If you don't have a metronome at home, you can use your online resources, which is a great resource. If you go to google.com, just type in the search bar metronome, and Google already has an inputted metronome already set up. And it's very easy to use. You can adjust whatever tempo you need. It's very straightforward. So you can go ahead and use that. With that, before we begin our breathing, I'm going to show you what position you should be in to receive the best breath that you can. So go ahead and just have a seat, or you can stand, whichever way is more comfortable for you, but just make sure your chest is open, your back is straight, and your feet are width apart. If you're sitting, make sure they're firmly planted on the floor. And so when you're in that position, then you can get your metronome ready. I'm going to set my metronome to 72 beats per minute. So if that's too fast for you, you can feel free to pause the video and do your own breathing on your own. But if 72 is a good pace for you, then you can go ahead and breathe with me. So we're going to breathe in 4 increments. We're going to inhale for 4 beats and exhale for 4 beats. So I'm going to go ahead and show you an example, and you can breathe along with me or breathe on your own and pause the video. So here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. Very easy, very straightforward, and it can really help with matching and regulating that breath. So if you're experiencing shortness of breath or accelerated heart rate, this would be a great activity for you to get that breathing back under control. So the second way that you can breathe to the tempo is very similar to the first one, but you can just add music to it. What that means is you can choose a song of your choice that fits within that slow tempo and has positive lyrics. We gotta make sure that the lyrics are positive. We want to reflect off that energy. And with that song, you can match your breathing to the tempo. So it's very easy. Just make sure the song is slow and positive, and you can go ahead and do some deep breaths to the song while also enjoying the song of your preference. The second activity I'm going to show you guys is called creating a motivational playlist. A motivational playlist is a collection of songs full of songs of your choice that motivate you, uplift you, and just inspire you to live your best life. When we're experiencing anxiety or stress, we're inputting a lot of negative energy into our bodies, and we want to try and shift that to positive energy. When we put positive energy into our body, we get more motivated, we start to be more optimistic about things, and so we want to try and get that into our brain and into our bodies, and motivational songs can be a great resource for that. So I encourage you to just kind of brainstorm. Maybe you're already thinking of some songs that you like that motivate you. Put that on your playlist, add it to Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, whatever device you have. I encourage you to input it and start creating your list. And I also encourage you to research some new songs that you might not have heard of. Who knows, there's lots of songs out there that might inspire you or motivate you. So I encourage you to do that. And just to end it off, I'm going to go ahead and share my top 5 motivational songs that I love to listen to, songs that have helped me for years. And feel free to listen to them if you want, but these are just an example to kind of get your mind going and ideas flowing. So the first one on my list is The Climb by Miley Cyrus. That's been in my life since I was a teenager. Always a great motivator for me. The second one is You Will Be Found from the Broadway musical Dear Evan Hansen. It's a great song about coming together and just kind of finding the positive in a bad outcome. The third song I have is Fight Song by Rachel Platten, another great one for motivating and being positive. The fourth one on my list is Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson, all about self-image and self-positivity. And the last one on my list is Here Comes the Sun by the Beatles, another great one about just putting your positivity forward and knowing that something is going to come out even if it seems uncertain. And so that's my top 5. Hopefully that kind of gets you guys going, thinking some ideas. So go ahead, make that playlist. The third and final music activity I have for you guys is an activity called vocal toning. Vocal toning is an exercise that some people use to help release up some pent-up energy in their body. And how they do that is they vocalize on a pitch that they hear from a musical instrument. And so for today's activity, I'm just going to use the guitar as our musical instrument reference. And how we are going to do this is we're going to pick a note that we want to vocalize. We're going to match the pitch, and we're going to hold that note for as long as we can. It's very similar to like a breathing exercise that we did earlier, but we're just going to use our vocals instead. So I'm going to demonstrate an example of how to do this. I'm going to pick the A string on the guitar. All right, I hear it. Okay, now I'm going to hum that pitch. Again. And I'll just repeat that process and hold the note for as long as I can. If you do not have an instrument at home to try, there are some online resources. I'll attach them in the video description. There's a virtual piano that you can use that can also be very useful. And also you can even just hum your own designated note. You don't really have to listen to a pitch. You can just practice it on your own. And so in doing this, when you're vocalizing, you're directing your attention just to that pitch, and you're just releasing all that pent-up energy that you might have because of stress or anxiety. When we have anxiety, sometimes our thoughts could be going at 1,000,000 miles per minute. We want to relax the brain a little bit and kind of release that energy. And you can do that through vocal toning. And there you have it. Those are 3 at-home music therapy activities you can do with your family, friends, or by yourself, whichever one you prefer. I do want to put out a disclaimer. If you do any of these activities and you notice that your anxiety is rising, your heart rate, breathing is rising, stop immediately. This might not be the right activity for you, and that's okay. Everybody has different responses. We gotta honor what our body responds to. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Share it with anybody you think would benefit from this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.